So when is it, when does the mind body stop, and when does the real disease and symptoms and structural issues start? Right? When do you go, oh, that's mind body. Oh no, that's real. Right? When some people go, no, this is different. No, I understand that anxiety and stress, it has an effect and it's important. Yes, I know, but that's not all. There's a lot more to it. It's like a wheel, right? And anxiety and stress in your life is maybe just one spoke, but there's a lot more involved, right? You need to detox, right? You need to, we need to bomb the gut, right? You need to take these certain antibiotics. It will pass the blood-brain barrier. So there's biofilm, right? There's biofilm that you have to penetrate. You have to do the kill protocol, Candida die off. There's die off, right? This is real because it's an MTHFR gene mutation. Get through the biofilm. You have to penetrate. You need to use a protocol with certain supplements in a special order, right? You need to use special antibiotics, right? We have to eradicate the overgrowth of yeast, the overgrowth of yeast, blood-brain barrier, mitochondria, blood-brain bullshit, SIBO bullshit, leaky gut. There's holes in your gut, and when you drink water, it spills through. Well, not per se. There's levels, different level. Well, you need to high dose of vitamins, high dose of vitamin D3. It binds with the metals, and then this way we're able to extract it out. And you should be taking charcoal, right? Diatomaceous earth, right? It binds and it, right? But you have no. It's not just stress, sir. No, you can't. I know what you're saying, but it's not just the stress is just one portion of it. There's a lot more you have to do. You can't just go for a walk and think that these symptoms will go away. Normal abnormalities? What does that even mean? No. It's either, MRI, the doctor told me. He told me, yeah, he gave me the label. He gave me the label, right? I have a slip disc. I saw it with the test results, the biome, the balance of I saw that my functional medicine doctor gave me the printout of the test results, and I actually saw the pie chart. This is real, right? This isn't just some anxiety thinking. This isn't like hippie shit, okay? You need to. So, I think there's a spectrum, right? I think there's a spectrum where things become a little more serious. But for me, it doesn't really matter. It's all irrelevant because the fix is the same. It's all the same shit. There's maybe like a spectrum. So the spectrum for me, I had things, right? I had symptoms and diseases and syndromes, and right, I had the diagnosis. I was supposed to be on medication. I took medications for a couple of years, where they go to check and they find something, and they do blood tests and they go, yeah, you have the camera. If you look here, helmet, if you see your colon here, that's ulcerative colitis, my friend. So you're gonna have to go on Mesavant and take some medication, and right, that shit's real. That's not right. And this is where people might get confused. I know I got a rip in my jacket. Fuck it. Allow it to be. Ask for more. Let's make it big. Let's make it ridiculous. Fuck, I can't take this off now. What the? Right? Let's panic. Let's catastrophize. Let's fucking. All right, we're gonna do this. There we go. No, we don't. So, at what point is it serious enough where, the mind-body thinking takes a back seat, and then, no, but this is different. I've had people tell me, no, but helmet, this is not about anxiety anymore. No, he has a real disease. I had the same thing. I don't think you had the same thing. You know what? Where people, they dismiss what you've been going through, right? Or they say, no, what you had was an anxiety problem. This over here is real. It's a real disease, and they have to be careful. No, they can't be, taking any, the mind-body thing, okay, to a point, okay, but no, this is real. This XYZ, blah, 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 It's real. It's really happening. It's a structural thing, right? And the way I see it, I look at it all the same. It's all the same shit, right? There's just a spectrum. That's all. It's just or it's given a certain label, or it's you're looking through it in a different lens, right? But at the end of the day, 90 to 95, I'm gonna say 99% of this shit can all be regulated, and it will heal itself, right? It will regulate itself. It will balance itself out, like the biome, right? You might have issues with the biome. It's not balanced, blah, 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 biome, right? You need bacteria. You need to bomb the shit out of it with all these fucking probiotics, right? But if you regulate the limbic system, the nervous system, bring your baseline down, right? You empty your bucket with all the loads that you've accumulated throughout the years, the biome fixes itself, right? And when you're doing all this stuff, your brain creates new neural pathways by itself. We don't need to micromanage it, but we like to micromanage all the systems in the body, the liver, the kidneys, our brain, neural pathways, our heart, right? Our blah, 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 and our, right? We're checking everything. And so, of course, when you're checking everything, you go down all these rabbit holes, right? And tests and beliefs and labels, right? So then when somebody says, regulate your anxiety, everything will go away. Okay, excuse me, sir. No, okay, that's like a slap in my face. Like, I'm really dealing with, if you look at it, you pull back a bit, it's all the same shit, just a different spectrum, right? From what I've seen, from my experience, you get symptoms two ways, right? Two ways. First way is your baseline's at 1,000. The brain's perceiving danger, so it throws alarms at you. It has to. It's doing its job. It's throwing alarms at you to keep you alive. And these alarms manifest in the form of symptoms. So there's a few ways how people get symptoms. And this is the gist of it. Just generalizing here, right? Two ways. Loads and alarms. Right? Over the years, we'll talk about loads. I talk about loads all the time. So loads and alarms with your baseline. So baselines and loads, right? So loads over the time, you've been dealing with a lot of shit in your life, narcissistic ex-girlfriend for 5 years or ex-boyfriend. You're married to a narcissist, and they destroyed your life. They can do that, right? So that brings up your load. You're working at a job that you fucking hated. You hated your boss. Your boss played favorites. You have a couple of good coworkers, but the environment is very toxic, and you've been doing that for 10 years, backstabbing, a lot of overworking, underpaid. Somebody's lazy, so you got to do their work constantly. People aren't accountable. People get away with a bunch of bullshit, so you're angry. It's a great breeding ground for anger, right? That fires up the baseline, and it also the baseline here, and it also fills up your bucket. So we're talking about loads for now. So you've had stressful events happen in your life. Maybe you had a traumatic childhood or something. Somebody passed away that was close to you. Maybe a couple people passed away that were close to you, and it affected you a lot. So anything that affects you mentally or physically adds to your loads, right? Maybe you had surgeries. Maybe you were under antibiotics a bunch of times. Maybe you had a bunch of flu shots or medications that you needed to take, or you were an alcoholic or a heavy binge drinker throughout college, right? Or just a teenager. You loved to party, right? Because you loved having friends. It felt good, so you started drinking every day, and that was me. I was a heavy drinker probably for 15 years, and then you start smoking, because drinking and smoking are like peas and carrots. They're best friends. They just go great together. Like drinking and smoking and eating watermelon, all those three things together is beautiful, right? Refreshing, get the smoke, have that drink out in the summer, right? Even in the winter. Oh, I love drinking in the winter, right? So you have all these things that affect your body big time, right? They add loads, massive loads. Cigarette smoking, every time you have a smoke, it's like a bomb going off in your nervous system, and that adds loads, right? Maybe you have difficult situations with certain friendships. They treat you like shit. They're toxic. They don't really look out for you, but they're, they're just there to be toxic with you. So either way, life events, things that happen to you mentally and physically, right, in your environment, start to fill up your bucket. All these things were little drops, big drops, small drops, that all accumulatively started to fill up your bucket, right? And we start carrying these 747 loads, these massive loads. And when you have a load, right, it's like your phone. It starts to fill up with too many pictures, too much storage, so it starts to freeze up. It's not working properly, right? It starts to buffer. It's like, and that's like your body, right? Things start to, right, get overwhelmed. They start to build up. Shit isn't being processed right. All the systems in your body aren't working efficiently because they're gummed up. Your body's gummed up with all the loads that you've been piling on, all the shit you've been piling on throughout your life without releasing some of this shit, right? And then when you get loads, you have emotions that maybe you haven't been dealing with. Maybe you've been avoiding to feel certain emotions like guilt, shame, anger, right? Something happened to you and it makes you fucking angry. Somebody pissed you off. So what you go, you know what? I'm fine. No, this is good. I'm good. I'm fine. I'm just going to keep pushing it down because that's, I don't want to deal with this shit. I don't want to fucking deal with it. So I'm going to drink some more alcohol. So you're drinking alcohol to numb your feelings because you don't want to fucking deal with them, right? And you're a person, you're almost proud of that. You're probably like, no, man, yeah, watch me avoid my feelings. Yeah, I don't want to deal with that. No, fuck that. No, because I'm too fucking lazy. I don't want to fucking deal with that. No, I'm just going to avoid it. It's too triggering. I don't want to deal with it. It's too much. I don't want to deal with drama. Dude, I don't like drama. Listen to me. Oh my God, okay, that's way too dramatic. I don't want to deal with drama. I'm not here. I don't want to be, that's toxic, right? So I don't even want to open that can. I don't even want to go there. No, I'm better than that, right? So we avoid emotions and feelings. We keep pushing it down. And when you do that, this bucket starts to fucking, right? So when the phone has got so much pictures of your cats and your dogs on it, it doesn't work properly. And that's just like your body, right? Things start to gum up because we're not releasing them. And when things aren't working properly because they're gummed up, the body keeps a score. Something's got to give. So when something's not working properly, right, you're pulling a 747, you're going to have symptoms, right? Something's got to give. Something's got to give. It's like if you're driving in a Honda Civic and you're pulling a 747 plane and you're going up a hill and then you go, you have this obstacle course that you're going over and then your tires start to blow. The transmission starts to fucking give up. Your suspension starts to go, it gets creaky and it starts to snap, right? And you're like, well, fucking these tires are shit. I got to get new tires. These are low quality, but I paid like $2,000 for these 4 fucking tires, but they keep popping. All right, we got to get better tires. So you keep replacing the tires, but they keep popping. You don't understand why. Well, something's got to give. Why are they? Because you're pulling loads. There's too much pressure on these tires, so something's got to give, right? And that's how we get symptoms. Because something's got to give in our body because our loads, we're carrying these 747 or that little Honda Civic. The Honda Civic is nothing wrong with the Honda Civic. It's very reliable. It'll get you to A, B, C, D, F, all the way to Z, right? It's very peppy, right? It fucking will go anywhere. It will bring you, it's fucking reliable. It's one of the best cars in the world, or even a little Toyota Camry or a little Toyota Corolla, right? They are efficient if you don't put too big loads on them. So, you're buying all these tires, wasting money on these tires, and they keep popping. And you don't understand. So why is my transmission starting to go now? Like, this is a shitty car. I don't get this. I'm never buying a Honda again. So what do you buy a fucking Chrysler? Same shit happens. Tires are popping, right? You don't understand what's going on. It's the loads. So you got to release that 747. So what happens? The guy with the Civic goes, all right, I'm going to unhook this massive fucking plane. I don't know why I never noticed this before. I never took it serious that maybe this little two-wheel drive, front-wheel drive Honda hatchback shouldn't be pulling this fucking 747, but it has. It's been pulling it. It's been doing a good job, considering, yeah, okay, I got some transmission problems, but what the fuck do I expect? So I finally unleash the 747, and I park it there, and I tell all the 7 clowns to get out of my car, right? And it's just me and 2 more people in my car, right? We put some new tires on, right? We do change the oil, and all of a sudden it starts to work efficiently. Holy shit, this thing's an amazing vehicle. It's reliable. It's lasting forever. I've never had one issue with this vehicle, with this Honda Civic. Not one. It works. I never even have to bring it to the mechanic. Not one. I've had it for 20 years. This vehicle is going to last another 50 years because it's reliable. It's doing its thing. It's able to do what it's designed to do. And we're the same, right? When you carry all these loads, right? And then you have this office desk full of paperwork, right? And then you're barely getting by in life. You're like, I can't keep up. I got so much work. I can't. Right? And you keep piling on. Oh, no, we got to have a flu. Oh, fuck. Now I got to protect it because the brain's job is to protect you and keep you alive. But it's got all this fucking extra work to do. It's bunged up, right? It's like, all right, well, I got to keep you alive. Here you go. And then you're just like, underwater. You're barely surviving, but the brain is still telling the body, all right, fuck that burrito. It's not important. We got to keep them alive. Give them sensitivities. All foods are not allowed in, and all foods are coming out. We'll just give them 2 safe foods, right? Because the load capacity that's it. We're done. We can't function strong enough. We can't function good enough to be alive, to keep this guy alive without having all these extra loads that are coming in. And look at we got a fucking virus that's coming this way. Oh shit. He's got some drama happening. I can't. We're tapping out. Give him some sensitivities because I can't digest all these vegetables and all these fruits and all these fucking Doritos, the Cool Ranch Doritos. You want to see Cool Ranch Doritos out the ass? Nope. Sensitivity. Turn that on. So it starts turning on alarms because you're overwhelmed. So this is when the baseline is at 1,000 and it starts sending you alarms in the form of symptoms, right? Because it's protecting you and keeping you alive. So it's loads, right? Because the body is just overwhelmed. Your office desk is just got so much paperwork and everything's supposed to be due already by tomorrow. And they're piling more stuff on you. So you're not going to be able to work. Your body's not going to be able to work efficiently with quality. Your bucket's overflowing. Your baseline's at 1,000, 2,000. It's screaming. You're in a war zone. You got alarms. It's doing its job. It's sending down alarms, form of symptoms, mental or physical, don't matter. Right? You got loads moving around. You got alarms moving around, right? You're just a shit show. Right? But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter if it's a load issue or an alarm issue to perceive danger because your baseline's at 1,000. It doesn't really matter which one it is because at the end of the day, the fix is the same for everything across the board because we have to regulate. And you know what? Loads and alarms are 2 peas in the pod. Loads, right? All your loads and your baseline and alarms, they're 2 sides of the same coin. It doesn't matter. It's the same shit, right? So when you bring your baseline down, you're also regulating your loads. When you start regulating your loads and releasing them, your baseline comes down. When you start turning off alarms, baseline comes down, loads start to release, right? This starts to empty. So they're all connected, right? You can't do one without the other. It doesn't happen. When you do one, the other one is affected. So that's great, right? That's why it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter which one it is. At the end of the day, the fix is the same. Bring down your baseline, work on emptying your loads, turn off alarms, and that regulates everything. And while you're doing this, your brain, right, while you're doing the alarm system reset, your brain is creating new neural pathways. So we don't have to worry about neuroplasticity so much because the brain does that anyway. You don't have to micromanage the brain or that you're creating neural pathways and go, oh my God, no, redirect. Are we redirect? Stop there. No, where you are, start. Come here, redirect. Okay, I'm picturing an old pathway right here. Stop. That thought. Redirect. Stop. Direct. Stop. New pathway. No, it doesn't work like that. Right? When you regulate, bring the baseline down, empty your bucket, and turn off alarms, Your brain's already creating neural pathways. It doesn't need you to tell it what to do. It does it better than you know how. We can't even imagine how it does it. So trying to tell the brain, okay, back up a bit. Stop. Okay, now redirect. Like, that doesn't happen like that. It doesn't make any fucking sense. Right? We know, it's good to know, okay, how do neural pathways work? Okay, so that's what happens. So then, blah, blah, blah. And then you have a new blah, 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 blah. It's good to know. But at the end of the day, it's all about bringing your baseline down, emptying your bucket, turning off alarms, and introducing a new program, right? We're introducing a software, a program into the brain, right? Neural pathways, cool, man. Cool. But it shouldn't be the focus. It happens as a consequence. Cool. Right? But we're more focused on resetting the alarm system and introducing a new program, new software to this CPU, right? And then also we're going to tap in spiritually with our Wi-Fi and get downloads with our spiritual muscle. See how that works? So these things, running an old program, right? When you're running an old program of sickness, your baseline's at 1,000. Your loads are at the top. It's at its cap. That's it. Something's got to give. Body keeps a score. Right? When that happens, anything under the sun can happen to you physically and mentally. It's all game on, man. Nothing is special. Nothing is separated as, oh, this is just mind body. Okay, no, this is real. No, this is different. No, this is an actual sickness. All right? This isn't a rent-a-cop. This is real, okay? It's real sickness. We don't have time to play games. This isn't, okay, you're being a hippie, okay? He needs real medicine. He needs to be blah, 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 blah. Right? There's situations where if you're dealing with an emergency situation, you should always go to the doctor. And I always say, always talk to your doctor. Right? This covers everybody's ass. Right? You should always talk to your doctor. Right? If you need to, if you're having a heart attack, go to the hospital. Of course. If you break your leg, we can brain retrain all we want, but you should probably get it looked at by a professional who can make sure it's aligned properly. You get a cast, it heals right? That's great. Right. But this is where, we can do preventative maintenance, right? When you regulate your body, you can stop yourself from having the problems later down the road, right? Instead of having these avoidance behaviors like, well, when you have this, the answer is just take a vitamin C high dose, or just fast, or go on this limiting diet. You can do that, or you can think ahead, be regulated, and never get sick in the first place. That's where we want to be. We don't want to bother getting sick in the first place, so that you don't need to take coping mechanisms like CBD oil, or be on the carnivore diet, or XYZ supplement, right? Or castor oil, or smoking certain amounts of THC, or mushrooms, or blah 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 blah, right? These are all coping mechanisms. When you take them away, the problem comes back. That's a coping mechanism. What's the point of that? We want to get to the root. So let's say you're regulated. If you're a person that's regulated, you never get sick, that's cool. Life throws you curveballs, but you're always able to keep maintained. That's great. But what happens to a person that's just learning this now and they've been sick with all this bullshit? Well, you know what? You can regulate all that. Right? And it's not just anxiety stuff that you can regulate. You can regulate the real shit. Right? The real stuff. That's like the Karens can say, that's, okay, playtime's over, sir. Okay, now, you gotta take this serious, sir. Right? Where people are on all kinds of medications. They're just in a stuck cycle of chronic illness. Right? And they're just stuck. Or they're getting worse. Their health is declining more and more and more. So, this covers, the fix is the same for everything. I would say probably 95% of any issues health related, you fucking name it, can first If you regulate it, you won't get it. Or if you got most of this shit, right, you can regulate it afterwards. It doesn't matter. The fix is the same. Me, I had 70 symptoms, and some of them were real scary, right? Ulcerative colitis, right? That shit's fucking anxiety, OCD looping thoughts. Like, this shit's real. This is really happening. So, mast cell activation syndrome, multiple chemical sensitivity, right? So, and I wrote down a list of some of these other brain retraining programs, right, that I've also noticed. You can either reverse it, cure it, right? Most of these cases, there's nothing to cure, right? It's just a program that you're running. Or feel at least 90% better, right? And I'll list you some things that are some people don't dare talk about because they feel, no, this is the real stuff though. No, this is real. This is not the pretend illnesses that you guys like, the fibromyalgia. It's not pretend like that, okay? It's not like that. It's not like the brain fog. This is real. Some of the things that I'm going to list, there's a lot more. This is just a gist. The gist of a couple. I'm just generalizing here, right? And I'm sure I'll get some people that'll be outraged. How can you say it's that you can regulate, blah, blah, blah? You know how many people I've been affected with in my life? Well, everybody has, right? And sometimes I keep things out because I don't want people to dismiss the mind and body space and how important it is and how much it affects your life and how much it could affect 99% of all diseases, syndromes, symptoms, you fucking name it. Mental problems, gut issues, right? This is the root. This is the shit. This is it, right? Diseases don't just come from thin air. They don't just, now you're sick. No. There's always a reason for it, right? This is the root. So I'll list you a couple of things. And I'm sure a couple of these things will trigger some people. But here we go. Arthritis, ulcerative colitis, diverticulitis, anxiety, vertigo, back pain issues, chronic fatigue, IBS, Crohn's, MS, pelvic floor pain, migraines, multiple chemical sensitivity, of course, mast cell activation syndrome, hemorrhoids, sexual dysfunction. Oh, that's huge. Tinnitus, gallbladder issues. Like, I've noticed a lot of people, they get gallbladder issues, knee pain, fibromyalgia, and I've seen a big trend. People have been dealing with things in their life, and all of a sudden they got to go get their gallbladder removed, right? Or they get fatty liver. That's a huge one. Parkinson's. Some people might be triggered by that one. Diabetes, weight issues, the thyroid, having thyroid issues, cholesterol, pain issues, tooth issues, infections, cancer, prostatitis, infections, hypertension, acid reflux, blurry vision, carpal tunnel. Here's another one people might not agree with. Myocarditis, ADHD, fatty liver, pancreatitis, all kinds. That's just a small list, right? This shit affects, I'm gonna say 95%, just to be nice about it. I would say the mind body space, right? When you get into that whole field, I'm gonna say it affects 99% of all disease, because it's disease, right? Across the board, all of it across the board. And then some people could say, well, it's in the family. It's in colon cancer. It's in the family. The heart disease. It's in the family history, right? It's in the genes. It's in the genes. It's written already. You can't change that with your fucking, you can't meditate it out, you fucking asshole. What about epilepsy? You think I'm just going to think it out? Right? I'm just going to think it out? You fucking idiot. Right? Some people could get triggered by this kind of shit. The mind-body space affects everything. 99% of everything. Everything on that list times 1,000. Right? You regulate your brain, your limbic system, and everything's able to work together again. Everything goes back to factory settings. It's dancing, it's working. It's like, that burrito, no problem. Okay, No problem. All right. And 1, and 2, right? Nice, good shits. Right? Everything's in balance. Fatty liver gone. Fuck. But when people bring up, well, it's written in the genes, there's nothing you can do. Believe it or not, genes do change. Right? It depends on the program you're running. If you're running a certain program and you're regulated, and your body starts to fall in line, everything gets back into balance, your genes also change. And here's the thing with something that's happened in family history, or it's in the family, or you're already fucked, there's nothing you can do about it. Here's the thing. Or it's already living in your genes and it's just waiting to wake up. And it's gonna wake up, sir. Here's the thing. Me and my brother, we both were diagnosed with ulcerative colitis. He had it before me. 10 years later, I got it. And then people are like, see? It's in the genes. It's in the fucking genes. I told you, you fucking idiot. Okay, hold on. So this is how you can kind of see it. If you take 2 mice from the same, family, and then you stress them out, right? And you get 2 mice from another family and you stress them out, right? You put them through stress, right? Like Clockwork Orange, fucking like, and they're like, they're freaking out, they're stressed out, their bucket gets full, their baseline goes to 1,000. They're gonna manifest symptoms. But depending on the family that they're from, they might manifest different symptoms. But usually, because they're the same, come from the same gene pool, they're going to manifest similar symptoms, right? It could be heart disease, heart attacks, cancer, Parkinson's, blah, 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 blah. And then you go to this other family of mice, you stress them out, and they manifest different symptoms, right? Heart attack, blah, blah, blah. And these mice over here, stroke, blah, blah, blah. And then you get 2 different mice, you stress them out, they manifest different symptoms. But people see a pattern, they go, well, why is it that this, this person, the family history, there's a pattern? It's because if you stress out a family member, 9 times out of 10, when you have the same gene pool or the same genes, because me and my brother, we're a lot alike. It makes sense, right? We also grew up in the same environment, eating the same types of foods, and we were stressed, not by the same sources, but stressed differently. So we're going to manifest similar issues. Not all the same, but generally, you should manifest similar symptoms compared to if you were to talk about a family that's across the street. Totally different family. They'll manifest usually different symptoms, right? But with each other, they're very similar. Well, it makes sense because we have, the same genes. See? Well, yeah, you're right about that, but you're kind of wrong because it's when you stress out anything, something's going to pop up. It doesn't really matter the history, right? Something's got to give. You stress something hard enough, something's got to give. The baseline's going to go up. The loads are going to start to overflow, right? No matter what it is, no matter what family, what mouse, what human, you stress it enough, something's got to give, something's going to come up. And at the end of the day, it's really irrelevant what comes up because we know the fix. Regulate. Right? So just because you have a family history of colon cancer or heart disease does not mean you're getting that's a death sentence for you. That it's that you're going to be cursed with that. It doesn't mean that at all. It's irrelevant. Right? Technically, everybody in the world has some sort of family history of something that can wake up if you overload it with stress. Right? And if you have no family history and you overload that family with stress, something's going to pop up and you can keep track of it. Right? And you can assume that everybody's going to get that disease or symptom that manifested. It really doesn't matter. It's good to know, I guess. It doesn't automatically mean that you have to follow the same paths of disease as anybody in your family before you or beside you. It doesn't mean that. right? You can regulate just like they could have regulated. Like anybody on this planet can regulate. We don't have to walk the same path that other people in our history walked because they weren't regulated. Because life threw them curveballs, right? Just like life's gonna throw you curveballs still, right? We can regulate now and fix all the bullshit you're dealing with now that that you got from your past, because your past, accumulated, all your loads started to fill up, and you're here now. Okay, that's fine. Fix is the same. Let's regulate. Let the brain create its neural pathways. Let it do its thing. Right? Bring that baseline down. Turn off alarms. Empty that bucket. Release the loads. And start recovering and thriving. And then keep doing that for the rest of your life. Because your life, you're gonna be faced with obstacles. You're gonna be faced with more things that add loads. You're gonna be facing situations and opportunities that will add loads, things that we don't like. But we have the tools now to empty our loads, right? And to bring our baseline down, right? And turn off alarms. We were never given a handbook. Maybe we were. Maybe we were given a handbook, but it was hidden from us. And now we're here running around with misinformation, bad information, and we buy into it, and we take all these medications and think that this and that cannot be cured, sir. Sorry, sir, that's not curable. No, that's not curable. When half of the things there's nothing to cure. It's just an alarm that has to be turned off. It's all you need is a new program, right? Yeah, most of these things there's nothing to cure. People think there's something wrong with this. No, it's just your brain trying to keep you alive. And it sends you symptoms that manifest, and we don't like them. They feel uncomfortable. And yeah, it sucks. But you can change the program. And you can recover. And you can also thrive. So if you're ever thinking of, when you're trying to analyze symptoms and, you're thinking, well, when is it going to be like a serious thing? I know, maybe what if it's like a benign thing and not a big deal? What if it's just anxiety? When does it become real? It doesn't really matter because it's all the same. It's just a spectrum, right? The worse something builds up, the more severe, the more serious it gets. Okay, that's fine. Oh, you're over here now? You're serious? That's fine. But you know what? Guess what? We can bring it down, right? We can bring it down and bring it back to zero. So there's a spectrum, right? It's all about dis-ease, right? There's no different camps. It's not, oh, this is just anxiety, and this is the real shit. Holy fuck! Oh no, you can't cure this. This is whole. You're fucked. No. It's just, that's it. The spectrum, which you can regulate in any spot of that spectrum. Right? From here to there, it doesn't matter. If it's, it doesn't matter. You can bring it all, freedom, recovery, thriving, confidence, fuck. Yeah, you can do that. Right? It's not something where you're cursed or you're fucked. Right? And if you're a person that's fine and you want to stay fine, you can maintain it. So you never have to be a person that has to take high dose vitamin C to get rid of this or that, or certain supplements or certain diets or coping mechanisms. Because at the end of the day, if you're taking something to make something go away and you stop taking that thing and it comes back, it's just a coping mechanism. Right? We don't want to have to always rely on other shit for something to go away. We should be able to rely on our programming in here, within yourself. The answer's within you.